Welcome, guys, to a brand new spoiler review of episode 2 of the new Star Wars animated spin-off show, The Bad Batch. Before we get into my spoiler thoughts of this brand new episode of The Bad Batch, please leave a like button. That's the best way to support the channel. Also, please comment down below your spoiler thoughts on this episode. Was this better than the first episode? How excited are you? And what are your future predictions for the remaining 14 episodes of the show? If you're new to the channel, my name is Max Zindenberg. Please click that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews like these, streaming platform reviews, and movie rankings. If you like any one of those things, please consider subscribing, ringing that bell for notifications, and joining me on this journey here at Max Talks Movies, trying to get to 100 subscribers. So please share the video with other people who are watching The Bad Batch as well. Let's get into the thoughts. So this episode, very similar to Clone Wars. So after the first episode was over an hour, it's an hour and 10 minutes, which is very long for Star Wars animated. This goes back to the usual 30 minutes sharp on this episode. And this episode is a side mission. Again, we're having a lot of side missions. It's a 16 episode. If you're used to Clone Wars or even Rebels, you know how long the episodes are. This is a normal Star Wars animated show runtime, not the 70-minute amazingness we got in the first episode. Now, this episode is a very grounded episode. We're basically taking place in one part. So the Bad Batch, we go to that. We talk about last week that they were going to this location. They have a contact somewhere. They go to the planet. They also talk about throughout this episode that they're kind of deserters now, the Bad Batch, because now there's no Republic. They're just out there now. And the contact is someone who, if you've seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars, you can remember this character. It was a character who was a clone, and then he started to raise his own family. He left the battle, really the only clone, at least to our knowledge, who escaped the Clone Wars, made his own family, made his own living, and just became a deserter, which I thought was such an interesting storyline back in the Clone Wars show, which I really respected that they went in that way. I believe his name is Cut. And Cut is a clone, and he was the contact that they were going to. So Omega, we have this great scene, as you see the picture behind me, Omega taking her first steps really outside of Camino, which was such a moment, and I felt really authentic. This is a very similar character for the way Rey is in the new trilogy and the way Luke was in the original trilogy, meaning that they're kind of us in this world, experiencing things for the first time, going to different locations for the first time, meeting different people, being around badasses, like all this stuff. And you really see it through Omega's eyes this episode. And a lot of people had a lot of complaints, like this is going to be another Ahsoka person who's annoying at first and then amazing. But I never found her annoying at all in the first episode. I actually quite enjoyed her character. Very authentic, very relatable performance, really relatable character. So Omega steps out. They talk to Cut. Cut says the day before the Bad Batch got there, he was talking to Rex about the inhibitor chip in these people and why everyone's turning on each other. So we know that obviously in the trailers, at least, Rex is in the show. So it seems like the Bad Batch are a day behind Rex. And Rex is my favorite clone. So I'm going to lose my mind when we see Rex on screen here in the show. So Cut saying he was talking to Rex about some stuff. Echo got very attentive, like, oh, Rex. I thought it was I really like that Echo gave that response. And at this point, Cut and they want to go off-world. They need a fresh start, the four of them, of his family, his 2 kids and his wife, who I believe they're called Twi'leks, if I'm not mistaken. So throughout this episode, it really is a father-daughter kind of relationship building between Hunter and Omega. It's really the main focus of the story, and getting Cut off-world by these cards that you need, because now the Empire is forcing everyone to register for people who are traveling, just so everyone knows the Empire has everyone on record. So obviously at first that wasn't going to be a problem. Then it became a problem. So the episode was getting those cards. But really the beginning, the through line of the episode is this Omega and Hunter relationship, in which I'm very much enjoying myself. We're seeing Omega playing catch with Cut's kids. It was very fun. And then we get that scene where the ball goes past the gates. Omega goes after him. And then they have to, because she's past the gate, there's animals there. and they have to save Omega from that animal who looked like the same creature from Attack of the Clones. So Omega's saved, and Hunter just goes at her like she is in the military, not a kid. And that is the lesson that Hunter is learning, is that she really isn't just another member of the Bad Batch. She's a kid who's still learning about the world. It was her first time seeing dirt. She didn't know what dirt was called, you know? So Hunter has to calm down and act like a father, not as a military, commander around her. And I thought that was a really key scene, the fact that she hugged Cut, and Cut took her with her into her house, and the fact that you'll learn, Hunter, but kids are always going to get themselves in trouble, is what Cut's wife keeps telling Hunter. And it's very true in our world and in Star Wars. Kids always will find a way to get into some trouble, and you have to learn how to be responsive in a good way about that. And Hunter is going to have to learn about that, because he's never had to take care of a kid before. So that at first is why Hunter wants to put Omega with this family when they go off-world, because Hunter believes that this family will give her the best life that she can give him, and really, in my opinion, is not the right move by Hunter. It really is the right move. She can live her own life with these really great people, have siblings, have actual parents, and live a life instead of being in the war. But clearly Omega wants to stay with them. So as they're about to make a plan to get these cards with Tech and Echo, Omega happens to be on the same ship. So they go off on this huge action set piece where Hunter leaves Omega with the family who's about to go on. They get verified with the face cards. And Hunter has a very heartbreaking scene telling her that she needs to go with them. They go off. They have to fight off these clones now, clones/stormtroopers of the Empire, as they're trying to escape. And Omega comes back. Omega does come back, and they save the day. Really good action scene, especially when Hunter comes in. He messes some clones up. It was super fun seeing Hunter go to work. He is so fun to watch. The banter between Echo and Tech throughout this episode was also very excellent. And we end this episode with, on the ship, Hunter is talking to Omega, and Hunter says that he has a lot to learn, and Omega really says the same thing. Both have a lot to learn. And that Hunter said, if you want to be here, you can be here. And that's where the episode ends. So it was a really nice side piece. If you're like me, who adores the Clone Wars, you really did enjoy the episode because it ties directly into a specific Clone Wars storyline. Maybe if you haven't seen Clone Wars and this is your first look at Star Wars animation, maybe you weren't particularly thrilled with this episode after last week because you don't really care about these characters. But if you love Clone Wars, you will definitely like this episode. So again, that's my spoiler breakdown of The Bad Batch. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you like this episode? If you've seen the Clone Wars, let me know, did you love this episode because of you are connected to Cut and his family? Also, if you have not seen the Clone Wars and you did watch this episode, tell me, what are your thoughts on the episode? Did you even care about the storyline this week? It seems like we are getting very close to seeing Rex. Rex has been brought up, so I can't wait to see Rex. Fennec Shan still has not shown up in the show yet, so a lot to talk about. We are currently 100 minutes into The Bad Batch, and I'm enjoying myself once again, as every Friday for the next 14 weeks. I'll do my spoiler breakdowns of this show. Later coming today, my review of Monster, the new Netflix film. And earlier today, my review of Wrath of Man came out. So please consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and I'll see you guys in the